And we're heading out to the River Islands guest line because Brandin Podziemski, our Valkyries correspondent, standing by, ready to join us here again on Willard and Dibs, Dibs and Grandy with you. Pods, we appreciate your time. We know you were in Vegas yesterday. You still out there at Summer League?
Yes, sir. I'm out here. Leaving tonight. I'm going to Kevon Looney's wedding tomorrow. He's getting married, so I'm going to go support him in that.
Awesome. The newest Los Angeles Laker, Kevon Looney. Sounds like you're having a busy summer. We'll ask you about Summer League and about Yaxel because I know you were at the game last night, and I'm sure you have a lot to say. But we got to talk about these Valks as well, Pods. Winners of 6 games in a row. They have the third best record in the entire WNBA at 16-7. I know you're one of their biggest fans. This probably does not surprise you, but it's pretty amazing the fact that they're at this level just in their second year of existence. How crazy is this?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you look at it from that perspective, but you also can look at it from the perspective of there's a lot of continuity, and then you bring in another all-star starter with Gabby Williams, and I think they're really just hanging their hat on the defensive end like they did last year, and I think they're number one in a lot of categories right now, and so that's making the offense a little bit easier, and they just find ways to stack, put them together, game after game, quarter after quarter, and to lead into some wins.
Number one in opponents' points per game, and you've been on some great teams and some good defensive teams. When you start getting stop after stop, does it become a thing where you get so much confidence, almost to where you feel like the other team's never going to score again?
I think it doesn't necessarily translate to that. I think it's more so on the offensive end. It gives you more room to breathe, and it does. You don't feel that added pressure of like, okay, they just scored, now I have to score to return the favor to keep the game either close or extend the lead or something like that. Every stop you get is more room on the offensive end you have to work with, and that you don't have to necessarily make a shot.
Pods, we've talked to you a lot about Gabby Williams and what she's meant, obviously, her first year as a Valkyrie. She left their last game, the win in Toronto versus the Tempo, with a back issue. She's questionable for today's game in Connecticut versus the Sun. Don't yet know if she's going to be back, but it seems like good news regardless that she's questionable. Doesn't seem to be too serious of an injury. I'm curious, though, how you think things would change for the Valks without Gabby, because, of course, she's had a really, really big positive impact, but this is a Valkyrie team last year that made the playoffs when their all-star last year, Kayla Thornton, went down. So what do you think this Valkyrie team would look like if they had to live without Gabby for even if just a couple of games?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it doesn't change. The defensive mindset, I think, stays the same, maybe even a little bit more emphasis on that side. But like you said, it's just the next, person up, and everyone's going to contribute a little bit more to the best of their ability. Obviously, Kayla Thornton's usage isn't the same now that Gabby's on the team, and people forget that she was an all-star last year, and so as a Valkyrie fan, you have full confidence that she's out there and everyone's playing the way they're supposed to play. Things will go good.
How important is it to have a coach with a strong philosophy like Natalie Nakase and have the team be able to buy into it? I mean, you play for Steve Kerr, and it feels like that very same thing. How important is that to any team to have that kind of singular philosophy?
Yeah, I think it helps with understanding. The biggest, I think, curve that teams struggle with is, either with a new coach or someone that's coming in, is just understanding kind of what they're being asked to do as a team and what that's supposed to look like. And then from there you can go individual of like what that's supposed to look like. And having a single approach and an identity per se, it just gives people confidence and an understanding of like what's supposed to be going on. And so there's more reaction out there instead of thinking before they're reacting, and they're just out there playing. So I think it helps a big time amount.
One of the strengths of this team, Brandon, is their bench. 52 points from their bench this last game. I know a lot of it has been Janelle Salon and what she's doing from beyond the arc, but I'm just curious, when you get that many points from your bench, what does that do for a squad, whether you play on that team or you're facing that team? Because it just feels like this Valkyrie team, maybe they're not better when their bench unit is in, but they're getting all this added oomph from off the bench, and that feels like it's difficult to compete against. You think that's one of this team's strengths as well?
I think the person to ask that question to would probably be Steph or Jimmy. But I think just from playing basketball, the more your non-stars score, and put the basketball in the hoop, the less pressure it puts on the stars to always have to make a play or make something happen. I think that's why they say like role players win championships. You just look at any team that's ever won a championship, they've had role players step up in a big way to contribute to winning. And I think you're seeing that now. So it's not all on Gabby's shoulders every night to make plays on the stretch all the time.
One of the old adages in sports that we in the media talk about is, role players on the road, they're going to struggle. Is that true? And is that something that you have experienced early in your career?
I think not really so much in the regular season. I didn't really feel that. Hearing people say that, I was kind of wondering what that kind of meant coming into the league. But playing on the road, I can understand why people say it, just because you feel the crowd environment, but then you also feel like the intensity from the other team that's at home kind of ramp up a little bit more. So I can kind of feel it that way, but I don't. If you struggle, I mean, you probably should struggle home and away. And if you're good, you should probably be good home and away. So that's how I look at it.
All right, BP, you were at the game, the Warriors Summer League game in Vegas last night. We saw you on the ESPN broadcast there for a bit. You were front and center to watch the 11th overall pick and everybody else on that squad, but specifically hear about Yaxel Lendeborg. 21 points. He was 8 of 13 from the field, 10 rebounds. I was particularly struck by his passing with 6 assists. What have you seen so far from the 11th overall pick, Yaxel Lendeborg? He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited. The versatility that he's going to be able to bring in a multitude of lineups. You can play him as small as the 2. You play probably the 4 a lot. But I think just the versatility, the league has gone to, a bunch of guys being able to shoot the ball. And so defensively, the more switchability you have, it just allows it to be much more easier from keeping the team from getting an advantage on you. And I think he checks, those boxes big time.
Have you guys had a chance to spend a lot of time together and chop it up? I mean, he's a guy who is basically the same age as you, and yet you're a vet, and here comes the Rook.
Well, we've talked some time here in Vegas, whether it be at the facility or at the game, and then back in San Francisco when he came in and stuff. I know our relationship will continue to grow just kind of throughout the summer and heading into camp and things like that. There's a bunch of things that I know I can help him out with that will make the game even easier for him. And I think that's kind of your role as a person that's been in the league and gone through some things, no matter how many years it's been, to just help, guys who are coming in understand those things.
What about some of the others that we saw play last night in Vegas, Pods? Leger Jones, who was the second-round pick for your team, the Warriors, just a few weeks ago. LJ Cryer, who we saw at times with the big club last year as well. They both had some good games as well. What are you seeing from some of the others so far in Summer League?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're really putting together, what they've been learning. I've been able to I was there at the facility all of May and June, and really getting to see, some things that they've been adding, implementing from a player development standpoint, and they're really putting that to use here in Summer League, specifically for LJ. We talked a lot about me and him specifically shooting a 3-ball off the ball screen, and that's, you did that a bunch of times yesterday. So he's just getting more confident, more comfortable. He looks like Houston LJ.
So while you're out there in Vegas, and I know it's really the Summer League team that is the focus for practices and whatnot, but are you getting some work in with them? What's your Vegas flow been like while you've been out there?
Yeah, not really so much getting working with them. I usually try to get on the court before everyone gets there. Been doing some live stuff with the coaches, some live reads and stuff like that. But just being around all the time, just being available for anybody that's, got questions or, seeking knowledge about any certain thing, just try to be an ear for them in any which way I can.
And then this time of year, it's obviously news time with free agency and trades, and there's still one big domino to fall, and it's no secret, of course, it's LeBron James. Where is he going to go? I'm not going to ask you to make a prediction or anything like that, but what would it be like to theoretically play with LeBron James? You've already experienced playing with Steph and Draymond and Jimmy and a number of others. What would it be like playing with LeBron if that were to happen?
Yeah, I think that'll be my sixth Hall of Famer in 4 years playing with. Steph, Clay, Dre, Chris Paul, Jimmy, and then LeBron if that were to happen. And it's just the knowledge that you get from just speaking to them, talking the game with them, and then obviously seeing it on the court is a whole different thing. But, I mean, it'd be cool. Obviously, it, switches kind of people's roles around on the team. But that's what the league's about. It's about adapting and figuring out how to win each individual possession and game. And, LeBron James is obviously one of the best players ever. And so I don't think he could ever hurt you.
And you could throw Al Horford in that list too and give yourself a seventh Hall of Famer. And, I don't know if Kevon Looney's going to make it, but you're going to the wedding. I'm not asking you to disclose the location. I know Travis and Taylor, their thing was super secret, but you've got the Valks going to Indiana on Wednesday. Any chance that you'll actually be there to see them take on Caitlin Clark?
The wedding is nowhere near Indiana, I'll tell you that.
Okay. I thought maybe it might be in the Mill because, Kevon and you both from Milwaukee.
No. It's nowhere close to Indiana.
Okay. So not Ohio or Illinois, I'm guessing.
Nope. Or Wisconsin.
There you go. I'm just checking.
Slowly narrowing it down.
So when do you come home, Pods? When do we get to see you in the Bay again?
I will be – my next game I'll probably be at will be either end of August or early September. Probably when I'm back August, I really try to lock in on what I'm trying to get better at in the summer. That way, I've got myself enough rest and time to reset myself. And once August hits, I kind of really just focus for them 6 to 8 weeks before camp.
Gotcha.